starting in about 5-10 minutes, somewhere warm and nice. See you in a minute. Sorry.
Thank you.
Hello everybody, and nobody. This is Nate. Welcome to my Twitch stream, YouTube channel. I'm very happy because I've got a month of vacation starting, which means plenty of flight sim. And since it's freezing outside, literally, we're gonna go somewhere a little warm today. Argentina. And stew. Alrighty. Thanks again for tuning in. Mostly thanks to myself for watching later. And welcome. I am in XP12 in the Toliss A319. And today we are going from Mendoza. Maps are a little slow today. In sort of western Argentina. Just on the other side of the Andes. So if you have no sense at all of Argentina. Here you go. And we'll be doing a little hop to Cordoba. We've got some high terrain. We've got higher altitude than usual to keep in mind. We've got also an interesting approach. Either this RNAV, it's an RNP LNAV only. So I should do this because I've been wanting to practice doing the using the what's it called, vertical profile, or FPA, and I think this will be a good place to flight path angle vector, yeah, so that's what I want to try today. Or depending on how the winds look too, we could do like a circling landing, take the ILS 19, but it's pretty windy, and I might just sort of get a sense of what this thing feels like and then do a circling next time, because it does look like a really fun route. But anyway, yeah, I've already got the aircraft all set up, so I'll start getting it going. In the meantime, so let's get the AP running. I've already set some stuff up. I already got the flight computer set up. And yeah, so my name's Nate. I make sure our flaps open. I started recording my flights to try and improve at Flight Simulator, and it helped a lot. And so why am I not getting any AP? Batteries are off for some reason. Okay. So see, that's the kind of thing. I'll have to, whenever I watch this back, I'll figure out why the hell my batteries are off. Oh, probably because when I spawned in, I did something stupid. But yeah, that's kind of the idea of this. I do dumb things, and then I try and learn from it. Or I do good things and try and learn from that too. But we can basically get going here. I should have looked at the airport. We're taking off 3-6, so I will face south. Push back to this slot here.
Ground to cockpit, plan acknowledged. Call me through the menu when you are ready.
That.
Ground to cockpit, tow is driving up.
Take a look at our nice Airbus A319. Got a Latin American Airlines livery. I think they're called TAM. Or TAM 462 November. 462 November. I don't know if the engines are accurate and that sort of thing, but I just use the CFMs. But yeah, so this should be a fun little flight. I'm really happy to be off work. So I can flight sim every day if I want. And I just might. Before I go to Europe.
All doors and hatches are closed. Ready.
For even more flight sim stuff. Is the door closed yet? Lock. Lights. Get rid of the external power. And I think all the doors and stuff are still open. Oh no, okay, they closed. I had it on auto.
Tow connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
Okay, so yeah, just to give you the quick briefing here. We are here in Mendoza, Argentina, El Pumerilo. El Plumerio, something like that. We got birds, radio, and all we'll be doing today is pushing back. We'll take Echo, Alpha, and Alpha all the way, and we will be taking off 36, runway 36, and we're just going to keep in mind it's higher elevation, stay away from mountains around us, and all we're doing is kind of taking off, hanging a right once we pass this first little waypoint here. Blah blah blah, good old blah blah blah, this stuff. But yeah, we have to, climb. So I'm actually just doing a toga takeoff because it's just such a short runway. But yeah, then we're taking off to the just hanging right and going east. And as we get closer, we will mess with more stuff. So, with that said, let me get my co-pilot over here. Flight plan. I have the performance in here. As you can see, we're just gonna toga this bad boy. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and release the parking brake and we will get going. At least I think we will be. I guess we are not pushing back. We're having one of those days already. Better pushback not working.
Connecting tail. Stand by.
Alright, stream is not starting soon. It did not push back. I don't think I have anything wrong. Unless the, no. I'm gonna say, maybe does the ground power need to be totally gone? I think so. Alright, Toliss. Auto. Off. Maybe it has something to do with these. Off. Docks. That's probably it. For some reason I
Tail
thought...
is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the left. We'll see you next time and have fun up there.
Alright, well let's just go with, this is even more dangerous, I think. Distance, angle, well, how is it gonna do us? Let's do this. See what happens. I have never used the Toliss built-in. So this could be bad already. Okay. Well, we're going. It really wants us to go. Okay, so let me close this mech menu now. Let's go ahead and get our fuel pumps on. Let's see which way it turns us. But let's start our engines. So let's go engine 2. Got pressure, got temperature. Hopefully this thing starts turning. And the wrong way. Beautiful. We're making a mess of this one today. I don't think we can stop. I think we're in it. So there we go. There's pushback for us. Engine looks available. Let's go engine. We hit a pole. Really putting this bad boy through its paces already. Alright, here comes engine 1. Okay, so let's do our after stuff. Norm. For speed brakes, it's a flaps landing, takeoff. Here you can see the slats coming out. Flaps. We can go ahead and get the APU off. Broke. Load our runway lights on. Our runway turn-off lights on. Put the nose wheel light to taxi. And in the cabin. And I think basically go auto brake max, and let me go ahead and turn weather on, predicted wind shear on. Go ahead and just get TCAS on for us. And okay, let me do, it's been a while, so let me at least do a taxi checklist. Really after start. Alright, parking brake is now on. The guy's still with us. Yeah. Alright, I wonder, yeah, I guess I didn't have the chocks off for better pushback. But for some reason I thought Toliss did all that automatically. Alright, we're at norm. APU is off. Auto brakes, max. Flight controls, make sure everything's plugged in, left, right, up, down, left, right, neutral, and let's set the pitch trim, up 0.4 I believe. Alright, cool. Okay. And the only other thing is we're going to do a packs off takeoff, even though it's hot out there today. Alright. We are good to go. Go ahead and get rid of the parking brake and we'll take the long way around. So I guess the one thing I'll keep in mind if I use the the Toliss pushback, that I guess it's 100 feet from the, or 100 meters from the back of the plane. I mean, I guess that's about a football field. Anyway, neither here nor there. Let's turn around. Okay, this way. Kind of a neat, nice little livery. So in South America, sometimes the scenery is not full. Some countries, continents just have better satellite data than others. So this actually wasn't bad right around the city. Nice. I'm gonna look at my rad nav real quick. Make sure I've got the VORs that I want. Yep. I've got all kinds of split attention today too. I'm watching actual good flight stream sim. I could have just laid in bed all day and watched flight sim, but I figured I can do 3 things at once today: fly, stream, and watch stream. Probably precludes communicating on stream. Yeah, so this airport is a military base, or military area at the very least. So I guess don't go mill. Winds today are variable, 5 knots still. Yeah. Find our sock. So yeah, before we take off, I'm your captain and first officer. You're in for a rough flight. So I'm just a hobbyist flight simmer. I started this so I could figure out what I was doing wrong. This is one of those hobbies where it's kind of tricky sometimes to tell what you're doing wrong in the moment. So I started recording my streams or my sim sessions, and they were very illuminating and helped me figure out a lot of stuff. I'll go ahead and line up and wait here on 3-6. I really should take
approaching 3-6.
Even though we should be totally fine here. Once we're doing Toga, this thing's gonna get there pretty quickly.
On runway 36.
Ooh. And I'm having a... You can tell I haven't used the flight sim in a million years. Alright, well I guess we are eating up more of the runway than I thought. But, shit like that, when I watch back, I realize it's stuff I need to keep in mind more. Alright, let me break here for a sec, make sure I'm actually ready to go. Okay, for takeoff, cabin crew is advised. I want to get my actual runway lights on, take off, don't need the button. I can just go strobes on. And like I said, packs off for the takeoff. Everything else looks good. Engine mode, weather radar, TARA, and ECAM memo, no blue. Alright, cool. So we'll be doing, I don't know if I actually, I mean, I know I've done Toga takeoffs. Just not necessarily for a real thing here. Real flight. Alright, everything feels good. Let's go ahead and fly.
On runway 36. On runway 36.
Alright, thank you, Ras Lady. Alright, let's go ahead and we're gonna be taking off like a bat out of hell here. Alright, Toga. Man, Toga SRS. Runway. Auto thrust blue. I have like full right rudder right now. It doesn't seem correct. B1, rotate. Alright. Get off that rudder. Half. Gear up, positive right, gear up. Oh, there's a ton of wind. Variable. Okay, well that I guess explains the weirdness there. Okay. Alright, thrust climb, climb. And we are leveling off for our acceleration. And here comes our first turn. Let's turn our packs back on. Transition is like 6,000, so it's cool. Standard. Alright, we are flying. We're on our way. Get rid of the spoilers. For a little cleanup here. Good. We got our packs. Pack flow. And I'll go ahead and just get our lights off while I'm up here. And yeah, we are going. Let's take some looks around. One thing I will say, I do like how, turn down the exterior sounds a bit for us. Alright, coming up to 11,000. So even though the satellite imagery is a little meh, I do really like the mountains in X-Plane. But what I mostly like is that blue sky sun here. It is not like that outside, let me tell you what. Alright, let's keep climbing. I think our flight level is you know, 230. So not very high at all. So let's go 230, push. Press climb, climb. Come on, big fella. So this is, I am pretty sure, a fairly short flight. Flight plan, we should be getting there at 19:30. It is. Oh yeah, so I mean under an hour on this flight. Let's set the chrono, since we never do. I never do. That is, I guess, the one place I have not improved, is setting the chrono. Yeah, so I think we might have some, like, kind of weird tile stuff, so you see this. And I realized, too, I didn't update my map enhancement that has something to help with those missing tiles right now, so I'm not sure if it's going to actually fall back to my actual map, but so be it. Alright, top of climb coming fast. I'm just gonna pull and go vertical speed, like 1800. That seems fine. And this way people can smoke and drink. Alright, smoke them if you got them. a wee bit. But yeah, I started using Flight Simulator when Microsoft 2020 came out during the pandemic. And yeah, I used to really like aviation when I was growing up, and Flight Simulators was actually the first thing I ever. If there's a weird seam in a livery there. Maybe. I do like this, like it's like American Airlines looking that I've been flying with that checkerboard. But yeah, so I love to travel, and this gave me a little scratch the itch a little bit, but you can only fly under the Eiffel Tower in a VFR plane so many times before you want to know what else these sims can do. And I started watching like YouTube videos online for how to, just like everything else in this world, I wanted to learn how to, fly an aircraft. So what do? Go to YouTube. And actually, I'm watching now on the stream, a live stream on Twitch and YouTube, I think right now. Blackbox 711. If for some reason there's someone watching this, you should change the channel and watch that. Because that's where I learned a lot of this from. So, cruise. And yeah, so doing that got me familiar with the systems of the aircraft and what all this stuff does, and up there, and yeah, joined a kind of cool community of other flight simmers. It's been fun over the last year or so, 2 years, 3 years, getting to know some people a little more. And so that's actually kind of one of the big parts of this too, is that I was one of the things that was a big draw for me was VATSIM, which is a big online network, air traffic control network. So here we are, we're going to Cordoba. However, this is interesting. This is like, well, I was going to mention that Top Gear episode. Anyway, I should stop interrupting myself. But yeah, kind of learned I'm trying out the Airbus. It was actually the first thing I started messing with, but then I kind of liked the Boeing more. And then I ended up moving over to XP12, and I've really liked XP12. It kind of feels a little more like something. So I've been enjoying plane a lot. All right. Stop a climb. Halt the cruise. Flight level 230. Nice. Yeah, I guess I should have got my my wiki out to see what this area, what this almost like a step. Not really sure what you call this part of the geography here. And now I've watched some cool shows when they travel very south. Falklands. I wonder. No, I'm way up here. I was gonna say, I wonder if that's the block that's not loading in for me. So if I wanted to make X-Plane look bad, I could look over here and see tiles not coming in. But we'll look this way instead. You're cruising. And looks like top of descent there. It's gonna be windy where we're landing, so And I really don't have much to do. Well, like I said, so I'm on vacation. I'm really stoked about that. Ugh. Sleeping in. But, yeah, this is traditionally, I take a month off. Just how my work schedule works. There's often a lot of work kind of right at the beginning of the new year because I work in publishing and everyone thinks they need to get their stuff out right away. Some people do. Um, but it's all the work that people have backed up I start getting. And once that gets out of the way, get Q1 out of the way, and then take off. So I get to enjoy a nice March myself with lots of flight sim, and then my wife and I are going to Europe for a few weeks, staying with some friends, and also not staying with friends, and going to the Netherlands and Germany and Belgium and wherever we feel like, because we have no plans. So if something scratches, or if we get an itch, we will go ahead and scratch it. I'm looking around this cabin because this is a livery I've only used for the first time, and not that there's going to be any like major differences, but I do need to I did notice up here something feels different. I'm gonna have to figure out what exactly it is. There is something here that looks not in the place I'm used to. Missing, I think there was another button here. Yeah, this is probably exactly the same. The pumps all look right. But yeah, when I was originally looking, maybe how this emergency exit is set up. Anyway, little stuff like that sometimes can change, but so be it. All right, so once we get kind of around 40 miles from the top of descent, I'll start doing a little more of the descent planning. And I'm interested in this one today. So we'll fly over a little more elevation. That's kind of one thing. Make sure we don't something bad happens, don't go west, because there's high elevation around the airport, and it's just higher elevation anyway. Wonder how I get my. I would think the Toliss would know based on the aircraft, like if I switch, but I guess not. I have to set that. So yeah, we'll enjoy some quiet views today because I've got an earbud in, and I am watching and listening to another stream flying the MD-11, which is a really cool aircraft. I would like to check out that add-on at some point. I guess there is an X-plane one, but I don't know if it's worth it. I think the Microsoft one everyone has some pretty good opinion of. Yeah, this is a neat region. So yeah, one of the reasons I like Flight Simulator is because I really like looking at the Earth from various flight levels. I like this. I wonder, and I don't have it today, and I don't feel like opening up a browser because my internet's been sort of janky today. All right, well, no drop frames. This speed is good. But I usually like to look up some of this stuff to see what's going on around here. But yeah, so that was one of the draws. And then, I like flying over Earth. I like aircraft like this. I also do other aviation stuff. I like spotting, plane spotting. Although I guess I don't know if I'm like I don't take pictures or anything. Mainly because that's an investment I definitely don't want to get into. I like taking pictures, but not that much. I did invest in a camera though. I got a I bought I bought a modern day Polaroid based camera, basically a Fuji, and it's really cool. And I bought it so that I can take it on vacations and take photos that I could at least, like, I'm a friendly guy, meet people and have good times. If someone wants their picture, like a Polaroid, I can take a picture and give a picture away, but I can also take a couple more deliberate photos on each trip. And like I said, I'm in publishing, and I also can print and publish my own books. So all that to say, I'm not like publishing a travel book or anything, but I'm gonna make some little like digests of my travels, and like I said, I want to just use these old like a Polaroid picture, give it a kind of neater look, and I'll be scrapbooking, I guess, is what I'm actually doing. All right, here's our top move, and so let's assume we're not going back to our our departure airport. So Sierra Alpha Charlie Oscar. So we'll be coming in, as you can see, on this all-decks transition and flying over to Tilby. And our top of descent is right around here. So a couple things to keep in mind for today are going to be that we've got, first of all, high airport elevation anyway. I mean, not too bad, I guess, 1600. So scratch that per se. You know, we fly places that are higher. For some reason in my head I was thinking it might be just kind of arbitrarily higher in this area since it's the mountainous. All right, it already wants destination data, so deal Airbus. So I have like my external app, but not app, but control panel here, so I can go ahead and you'll see me navigating with that. So the QNH is 1003. The temp is a lovely 31 degrees C, and we've got all right, so the winds are still coming. So 40 at 15. Transition level is 5,000, and the minimum for this RNP is 2,110. 110, and that is radio altimeter. So that's, what did I do wrong? MDA? Oh, that's radio. Oh, I guess not. Oh, maybe if it's an RNAV, that's when it's the yes, I have an LNAV, minimum decision altitude or height. Where decision height is, I guess, when you're doing an RMP. That's something I'll have to look up. So note to self, check on minimum decision and when radio altimeter is called for there. But there's our, all right, we got our approach kind of there. Let's do a quick landing calculation. So, like I said, we're going to be coming in over here, we'll start descending. We need to stay above 11,000 here. Want to be 9,000 over the field. And if for any reason we get weirded out, we can always get into a hold here and plan something out. But otherwise, we'll just go down to this 45 and then hook up with, that's it, the Ednal and Asona and Levis. And, alright, 3,600 feet, 2,500 feet, and then it's a 3-degree down, and I'm going to actually try today, once we get to Levis, the flight path angle mode, where you can use your vertical navigation to set that angle. And I just want to kind of mess with it a little bit, because I've never done it. But we have no vertical guidance for this landing. Oh yes, SRC. So I'm looking at some of the, if there's a VOR. So I want this, I'm sure it'll switch over to this CBA VOR at some point very soon. But we'll keep an eye on that. And the only other thing I think I want to do in my flight plan, well, let's finish what we started here. So yeah, that's the wind, that's the temperature. I believe that's the, what's 1003 conversion. I think that's right. It is dry. Our landing weight should be something like that. We'll go landing config full. Air conditioner can be on. Brake mode, low probably won't. Yeah, low is doing it for us. Okay, and plenty of margin, so we're good. We are good. Alright, I'm happy with that. Low. Man, I feel like I haven't played the sim in ages. But feels good. So sick of work. I do like this little... I finally got my controller all set up. I want to tweak a few things still, but give you a nice look at the Airbus cabin. And you know, Toliss is, you know, known for not being the greatest in visuals, but that was a trick for me. But I am easy to please, I suppose. Although, I will say, I was excited about flying the A330-300, that is the X-plane default. But it does feel pretty weird. I need to mess with the head shake and stuff again, but yeah, I don't know. Something was up with that add-on, it felt like. So I didn't really... I mean, I enjoyed the flight, and I still will fly it again, but I want to mess around to try and give it a smoother experience. Because this Toliss, it feels really nice to fly, I think. And I'm pretty sure the... at least people I would trust, as it were, in the flight sim community, seem to like the way this thing handles. And that's kind of what I'm going for. In Microsoft, I always feel like I'm a giant clunking. It kind of feels like you're a little more on rails, even in no matter what the aircraft is, and it's a little weird. I mean, I can barely land in this thing, much less um, anything else. All right, let's just cycle through. So I was talking the other day that, the one thing is I kind of am interested in the way all the different systems work, pressures and yada yada, and I've watched many, talk about either cool videos just for the sake of, you know, if you like engineering, if you like relaxing. There's some really good, like, mechanical, like, airline mechanic YouTube channels and videos, and I really dig them, and they're cool to watch, but they some of them will explain a bit more of this kind of stuff. Like, we're on the low end of our hydraulic there. What does that mean, the way the systems are all connected, and but essentially in these aircraft, you can screw them up. Like, if I did something dumb, I can break it, but it's not going to spring a leak, as it were. And so, which is that condition? Okay, this has that main status one. I think they will do. Yeah, there's a few little things in this cockpit that look different. All right, we're coming up to top of descent. Here is that ridge that we're going to be flying over, and what we'll want to avoid. And that's why we will respect our MSAs here. The go-around procedure takes us out to the east and Devid. And that in the plan page and flight plan and scroll through, make sure our missed approach is in. Yep, in case I have to do it, or in case we just do it, so we can do the circling. But I think this will be a good, first challenge in here. Yeah, we just need to get down to 2,500, and then I'm going to try that flight path angle mode. FPA. Or I wrote FP. I think it's flight path. But yeah, this route came recommended by one of the dudes on the flightsim community that I'm a part of, and yeah. Alright, so we have 64 DME till, that's the VOR he wanted, that Charlie Bravo Alpha is the airfield, about 20 miles from top of descent. We don't need to lose too much. We got plenty of miles. Yeah, it's just nice to see blue and have the idea of it being warm outside. This winter is dying hard. Okay. Little jog and should see ourselves. Oh, that's not the scale. So the reason, by the way, I had this other chart up. It's the ILS Zulu, which if we wanted some help getting down, this is how we would do the circling approach. You hook up with the ILS and then you break off and come out and you fly a beam to the runway, and when you cross the threshold, you know, you can circle in different ways, but you're essentially, as it says, circle landing. If we landed this way, we'd have like a lot of tailwind at this point. Although now, where is the wind coming from now? So we will be, what was that, 40. So yeah, we'd have like 15 knots of basically tailwind pushing us, and tailwind is very bad. But what you can do is a circle to land, and you break off, and you start a stopwatch essentially. Get yourself some references, get yourself all configured, and then you do a circle. And if you've got it all right, then your bank angle and whatnot will get there. So with that said, I'm gonna press descent, go down to we'll stay above we'll go 11,000 just to make sure we don't bust in altitude. All right, here we go. Excuse me. I have a very distant family that lives down here. So in Chile, but probably by way of Argentina originally. But yeah, my great, I guess it would be, actually it's just my grandfather's brothers, and they all left Europe. Escaped Europe. At least one family ended up in South America. The whole Americas got at least one of my people. And I'm watching the MD-11 stream. Such a cool aircraft, especially when it takes off. Although, thinking. Yeah, too bad the MD-11s. We will not, I guess that's it for them. Which is a bummer because I liked to hang out at, I'm kind of in the Midwest and I'm close to a number of airports that are nice to spot at. And especially if you're a dork like me, and so that's just spotting at all is dorky, but, here comes the we're well below the optimal glide here, but that's fine. It's not our fuel. So okay. But yeah, so it's like I have a bunch of cargo hubs that are near me, and it is neat to. I really like the UPS and FedEx liveries. They have some of my favorite aircraft too. 757 is my favorite. When I come back from vacation, so I got, well, basically, once I get back from vacation, I will be jumping back over to Boeing, and I'm going to be messing around in the 757. I've got the throttles now, Donnie. at Flight Sim Factory, and that's enough immersion for me. And I programmed my wind control FMC and or whatever they call it, PAP3 and the EFIS to work with the 757, which is a pain in the ass actually to use in the sim, because the way those knobs are down here, you almost have to set up a camera that's very unnatural, because you need to be able to see your nav display and the FMC, and the primary flight display PFD when you're switching, because the all the EFIS controls are down here. That's actually kind of like the main reason I got that EFIS panel. Although really, I like all these. Okay, so we are on path. So I am going to look in the flight computer here, because we're not going to be getting any limit. Okay, let's take a look at a chart, see how we're doing. We are above. We're well above. Alright, and I only saw a speed limit for here. If you're in the holds, I don't think it cares much else. I mean, the 220, 180. Some. Do feel pretty high at this point, but this is sort of typical. Mainly because it's not calculating any leveling off or anything. I could just go like open descent to the next. I wanted to get down a little quicker. To 9,000. Let's go 9,000. I'll go ahead. I'm gonna pull. I'm curious to see if we get more on open. But we are just like thrust idle already, so probably less. Oh, it wants to slow down first. So yeah, I'm doing some stuff too. I mean, I could go vertical speed, but that's fine. But see, now we're way above. See it falling away because we slowed down. But I should catch it. So let's take a look around. So here are those threatening mountains. Yeah, I should look up, check out these cities a little more. Usually when I fly around, I kind of check out the Google map or wherever I'm going. But yeah, here's our runway. So we will be crossing over the airfield, hanging our right, going south, and then we're kind of jog in and we'll intercept the runway course and fly ourselves on in. Yeah, I mean, open descent really didn't, if anything, it arrested our descent. Alright, I'm gonna go back into managed. And it'll more aggressively catch. I can help it out with some stuff. Speed up too. Once we get back on path. Where the aircraft, we're letting it fight itself. Okay, so what is the QNH here? Is 003. That is what we calculated. Our performance. Yep. Everything is still looking good. Alright, so we're past that 6,000. I'm going to go ahead and dial us down to the so I'm going to do the 2,500 feet, which is where we're going to start that descent. Not the descent, but that final approach, 3 degree down. See what that feels like. Otherwise, we are all good. Okay, so transition was 5,000. I'm gonna go ahead and just pretend they told us, because I just would rather start doing some of this stuff. Okay, put out your cigarettes, people. Put your seatbelts on. We get all our lights on. I don't think we should have. I guess when I was originally looking, the terrain looked a lot closer, but yeah, let's enjoy our little bank back toward the airfield. Monitor our descent. We're doing all right. Cordoba. Cordoba. We get some 3D objects. Alright, it's gonna start slowing down. Here comes alt magenta. Friction, but we'll make it just squeak by leveling off a little bit. Alright, you know what? I am going to I'm gonna go ahead and not just yet. I'm gonna activate the approach phase. I think as I get down to my green dot, I'll pull the speed. Alright, approach phase just kicked in. Alright, cool, we got our VDEV indicator. I don't think I actually do the final approach mode for this. Okay, let's go. Big fella. Undo. Okay, we are close. We're 8 miles out. Let's go flaps 1. Arm the speed brake. Got the brakes in the cabin. Okay, so I'm go to flight path angle. Dial 3 degrees. Go flaps 2. Because we are not slowing down. I'm going to throw out my gear to help us out. Flaps 3. Coming up to Livis. We're a bit high. Go flaps full. And once we hit Livis, I am going to pull. Thought I was. There we go. 3. Flight path -3. And I guess we don't really need to do much because I see the airport fairly well here.
1000.
Go flight director off. Bird is on. Let's take control of the thrust.
Approaching 0, 1.
Slow down, baby. And let's go autopilot.
100 above.
Wind right in our face.
Minimum.
Continue. White, red. Getting a little low. Nose up should help the speed come down.
500.
I feel like the wind has us where we need to be. Blowing a little.
400.
Yep. Nose down. Alright, this is looking good. Losing a little
300.
speed. A little wind there. So we got an updraft.
200.
Yep. Yep. A little off center, but all.
100.
Okay.
50. 40. 30. 20. Retard. 10. 5.
Oh, so hard. Wheelie down down the whole thing. All right, reversers. Wait all. Okay. Manual brakes. Alright, so the speed brake. Flaps can come up. Pretty sure we can use this, oh no, that's not a turnaround, I can just, I'm a little guy.
On runway 19.
Alright, let's taxi back. Still here, the APU started. Alright, so that wasn't too bad. Kind of a awkward flare at the end, and but you know, this is like one of those flights I'm gonna really want to watch this one back because things went so fast at the end there. I need to kind of see how some of these modes work a little because I'm not really sure when I get that, like if I can pre-dial and pull or like what the deal is with that. So I'm gonna want to play with that a little bit. Right, welcome to Cordoba, Argentina. Hangar terminal. And let's enjoy some princess parking. Oh yeah, look at that. What do we got, DGS or a guy? Alright, we got the auto. Let me get my bearings here. Coming in hot. One more meter. Alright, stop. Ooh. Okay, parking brake is set. Go up here, get the APU bleed on, and no, I can do that. Yeah. Start the APU. Hey, well, we'll let our engines cool down. Our brakes always hot. Brakes always hot. Wheel. You know, I've had worse. Get the brake fan going. Let's see when we get the APU available. Almost. So I can just go ahead and get internal power that way. Alright, APU is available. Go APU bleeder on and turn our engine off. Off and off. Fuel pumps come off. You are free and you may smoke. beacon can come off because I will go external power and get the APU off. And it feels like a fairly secure security cabin. Let's see. Alright, brake fans as required. Yeah, I need those. Exterior lights are all off. I blinded the taxi guy. He's used to it. Alright, spoilers are disarmed, flaps are up, engine selector mode. I've been blasting people with radiation, so let's turn weather off, predicted wind shear off. Gas will come to standby. That's the two. Alright, all good. Parking brake, engine master off. Well, link seatbelt sign, transponder off, anti-ice off, external lights as required, external power on, AP off. Alright, cool. So, can I actually... How does this work? Auto. Oh yeah, so we already got that. So everyone is leaving. And I guess for the... Just out of curiosity here, for the Toliss. Okay, so I have to remember next time to, Okay, so you do this automated. Let's see what that looks like. They come. Okay, here we are. Roba. That don't know much. I didn't do my usual little Google search. This looks like a fun place to fly around VFR. So maybe next time I jump in my Pilatus Porter. That's what I kind of like to do once I get to a place. So usually that I just do for fun offline. Unless I'm going to listen to some Gizzard, then I'll stream it on the King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard stream. Yeah, I don't know much about Cordoba. Here's the airport. Cool. Well, now for the best part, X-plane. Let's check that replay. Always illuminating. Light, no view. No. Yeah. Light, toggle replay. This one I'm actually curious. Things went fast, so. At least to get our bearings here. I wonder, I'm not sure if on the replay you actually get any information here about what the hell I was doing. So that I think was passing that waypoint. I mean, we can actually check. Or am I not considered there anymore? Oh, no, I was still... well, I mean, the VDEV is fine-ish.
$2,500.
Weird. My wind wing, it says something very different here. Oh, maybe because What if I went here? -8 flight path angle. Oh, don't think it was. I did get a little low there. Or dip in, you know, kind of high rated descent. Stadium of some kind. Alright, here comes that. This is where I had wanted to sort of just be able to pull. Oops. And, I mean, we don't know. Yeah, I wasn't doing that, but everything looked good. I have to stop doing that. And the rest of the landing, so I had that 19 knots kind of pushing us, so I was just trying to push the nose kind of a little
100 above.
into it. That was just sort of getting a feel for the
Minimum.
aircraft. Then that's where I felt the wind kind of start pushing me a little, so I was able to kind of push my nose into the wind a little more.
500.
And then the rest felt pretty good. Except I mean, I appear to be
400.
on path for the most part here. Those poor bastards. Those poor bastards. Held that wheelie. I've been trying not to dump the front of the Toliss down, but it just ain't happening. Okay, so I shouldn't have turned my engines off yet. One thing I was curious to see if I have the Toliss set up well enough for not doing max reverse. Yeah, so that's just full. Oh, but there was, so I do have it. I just have to be really careful. I probably should mess with. I've been meaning to mess with all my Toliss stuff, because I did see it just there go into. Let's go back. So it went right to reversers full. So that's totally down on the. There is that little notch there. But you know what, for the most part, that landing did it for me. I'm happy with that. Happy enough. Not with that. I need to start getting that center line. not get that nose down. And then, as usual, all over the place. But you know, work on one thing at a time. All right, cool. I'm happy with that. Oh, I wouldn't say I'm happy with it.
On runway 01, flaps, flaps.
Oops. I'm for the Zevo. So here's one thing I want to check. Do I have? Oh, yeah. Oh. Okay. Reverse. All right, so I do have a little bit, but I won't do it on stream, but I probably can get into, because I have a notch, but that notch, oh, you know what? I probably have this set wrong right now. To just go full reverse, but I'm pretty sure I can do a reverse idle there. I can do reverse idle here, and then I'll have even less play. I guess that's the decision you make when setting up the throttles. Okay. All right. Well, cool. That was fun. I'm gonna keep flying, but I think not stop screaming. But ooh, yeah. Thanks for joining me on this quick little flight. I'm glad to get in the flight simulator again. I will keep doing it, and I will be around for at least the first half of March. So yeah, if you watched for some reason, thanks again. For now, enjoy the musical stylings of King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard, and I will see you next time.
Sometimes I think I wasn't cut out for this world. Sometimes I just feel like just a scumbag to everyone. I probably would have been better off, do my own thing. You're not a scumbag, man. I do like eating the scraps. You like
Likes chicken.
I do like chicken.
All right, see you later, everybody. Thank you.
This one's about them chickens in the sky.
Go, Ambi.
I'd rather be amongst the clouds, elevated in the sky. Don't get too much up on the ground, elevated, raps in the sky. Liquid, urban cruise. My neck is bobbing like a bobble head from high-rise city view apartment. Rainbow, oil bottle, greasy sheen. Never been wild, never been that tame. Turn no compass, face the world. I'd rather be amongst the clouds, elevated in the sky. Don't get too much up on the ground, elevated, raps in the sky. I'm so goddamn filthy. He's filthy, yeah. And I've had a racist man trying to kill me. Take my little hood out, set me free. I can join the other feather right to the ball. There's a garbage man with a scar on his heart. The money reasons got me thinking that we're not so far apart, not so far. Bill raps in the sky, not so far apart. Skyborn rats don't lie. I'm making a detour about a mother meet a little out to take a load off. The garbage man says where it's somebody do. Oh, look out for that cat named Bruno.
Bread crusts are my banquet, puddles are my wine. A revel in the present, each moment a lifetime.